Hey crafters, this is Paulette. I've got some things. These are things that I purchased in October when Google had their huge YouTube meltdown and I wasn't able to share them. I didn't like the video either, so I'm going to come back and redo it. These are some florist scissors from the $1 shop. Our dollar shops are called Dollar Tree. In Southwest Missouri where I live, and that has just a closure, and these are really neat. These will cut through, you know, stuff like mat board. The reason I purchased them was to cut through soda can. You know, the soda cans are so recycled now, and I'm going to be using them with my dies. So I needed something that I could cut the soda can with. I picked up a couple of cool dies at Hobby Lobby in October, and these were in the sale, on the sale wall, and this is the mini clipboard top and bottom, and I have to tell you, this die set really stumped me, and I brought it home and I die cut it, and I was like, what the heck? It's two pieces. This is the bottom piece, and there is no blade on the bottom edge, and then there is some blade there, you can see. So you want the no blade on the very bottom, and then here is the top piece, the clipboard piece. And what these do, which I was completely unaware, is they cut a little space to hold a gift card. Or you could put anything in there. You could put a message on a piece of cardstock, but I did not know that. What I wanted was just this little top piece so that I could put it on a piece of cardstock and have it look like a clipboard. And there are two little pieces on the side that stay attached, and because this was mat board, it's kind of just went ahead and broke, and I was able to pull it out of there. But when you cut it, it does this. And so it stays attached to the card, and then you can slip your little gift card inside there, see? And then it holds it. Then you can go and cut extra pieces and adhere them on, and then it will look like a little clipboard, which is how I will use it. But I'm so embarrassed. I had to get online. I had to find a Tim Holtz video telling me how to use this die because I was completely oblivious. But it's super cute now that I know how to use it. Very cute. So very fun. You can do that inside your card, outside your card. This was just an extra little piece I had to hold your cardstock up. But anyway, pretty fun. And that was a really good price for $9.59. It's a normal $15.99. I also found another die at Hobby Lobby. You know, I love to get my dies at Hobby Lobby because they run sales all the time. So does Joann's. Michael's has been running sales, but they have a very tricky sale on their dies. It's buy one at the original price and get the other one at 50% off. So you really have to pay attention. You know, I see that big 50% off, and then I get up there and I'm like, oh, buy one at regular price. So anyway, this is the Vintage Scale by Sizzix, and it comes with a bonus embossing folder. So here is the footprint of the die, and then there's a little spinner piece that you can cut as well. You cut this out, you lay it inside the embossing folder and emboss that. Here's kind of what it looks like. Right here is the original die, ends right here. I had to beef this up and make an extra piece because my lemon die was way too large for it, but you can see just how cute it is, and emboss it and rub a little bit of ink on there. Here's the extra little dial piece, so just really fun. And for $11.99, regular $19.99, so that's really fun. Well, I have bit the bullet and bought this master set at Walmart of the Bic Markets. I have got so many of these now. And I got to tell you, I'm not very happy. They've quit putting color on the bottom. So you've got them in your pen holders and you can't tell what's what. So I'm going to have to come back and put some acrylic paint on the bottom of those or something. Or I may just have to have them lay flat in a little drawer. Right now I've got them all in my storage thing here, and they're all standing up, and I love, you know, that the older ones had that on the bottom so you could tell right what color you were grabbing. But these are the two colors that I use the most, and I've already taken them out of this package. This very pale green, which is margarita green, and this very palest brown, Tiki Hut tan. I use these up, coloring little bears, little mice, for my penny black stamp set, those little mice. And I've used up this green. It's just the most beautiful green. And, you know, Staples used to sell these individually, and I even purchased an individual one from Hobby Lobby, I believe, here a while back. And it was in its own little package, but I tell you what, here it is. They were clearing it out, so they were getting rid of those, and gosh, they're a pretty hefty price individually. This pack was $12.88 at Walmart, so, you know, if you paid $1.49 a piece, that would just be crazy, but I love these. I use my Memento inks, and since I have not invested in the Copics yet, I use these, and they work really well with the Tim Holtz alcohol blending solution. I put it in this large pen, and I can kind of, you know, not really blend the colors together, but get them to fade a little bit, and then in the end they look like they were blended together. So I love to do that. We'll have to do one of our name tags. Maybe we could do, I've already done January, maybe we could do February's tag with something, and I could do the fading for you with that. So just a really good purchase. And I think these are all basically the same colors that have been in the sets in the past, and now I've got like 3 of every color, except for these 2 that I use up. And I got a couple of these streamers thinking I would make some fun little fray stuff. Not really fray stuff, but trim. I made this little trim for some winter projects, and I just think that's fun. Just fold over a few layers and stitch that on your sewing machine, and then snip it with your scissors, and you've got some really fun little trim. I just didn't get around to it. The holidays crushed me. So these are 99 cents a piece at Walmart, and they're Way to Celebrate brand, and they're just a very nice crepe paper. I've been collecting crepe paper at the Dollar Tree as well. You get 2 rolls. They're a little bit smaller than this. You get 2 rolls for $1, and just so I can collect up some different colors. And then the last thing I have to share is this Stampin' Up! Stamp set. It's called Bootiful Occasions, and they came with the sentiment under the boot, and that whole thing was supposed to be on here, but I wanted to use them individually. I didn't want the sentiment to hinder the use of the boot, or vice versa, so I cut my sentiments off, because this was all one red rubber piece, and I cut my sentiments off the bottom, and I trim my stamps too, so trim them before I stick them on the block, and then I also cut, you know, this sticker was underneath the boot. I just cut that off and stick it on here, and then stick the sentiment on this end, and then I can stamp independently, sentiment or boot. And they're just so cute. Dorothy gave this to me for my birthday, and I gotta tell you, all the ladies at card class that went through the birthday bucket before I did looked right over this. They skipped over this and they picked something else. I was so glad that it was still in there. So there's a rain boot. Its saying says, when the rain is done, out comes the sun. There's a winter boot. Warm winter wishes down to your toes. A witch boot. Grab your broom, cast your spell, and shake your booty. And then a western boot. Kick up your heels, Y-E-R. And then happy boot day. I like to take a scrap piece of cardstock or just inexpensive cardstock and cut it to fit inside my clamshell. I roll up a little piece of Scotch tape back onto itself, and that holds that in there, and that way I can tell right away if something is missing. And it helps me keep track, because when I'm in a rush and the holidays are upon me, I use stuff, and then stuff is out here. I've got stamps out here on my counter from Christmas that still need to be washed. I've got to get the Stays-On ink out and wash those, and if they go in a box like this, I can tell what's missing. I leave these out until their stamps are all back inside them, and then I put them away on the bookshelf. So anyway, as usual, if you guys have any questions, be sure and let me know. I'm trying to get caught up, and I'm just about there.